It's 1 p.m. Let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 2025 Digital Marketing Series by Ronnie Ramos from Harmony 3 Productions. And today we'll learn about Light Canva Action, the video potential for business. My name is Jeannie Yang, and I'm a business and loan counselor at PACE. Thank you all for joining us today. This webinar is brought to you in partnership with the City of LA Economic and Workforce Development Department, EWDD, and BusinessSource Pico-Union Westlake Region, operated by PACE Business Development Center. This webinar will be recorded, and at the end of the webinar, you'll be asked to participate on our survey. So please make sure that you complete the survey because it's going to help us to plan our future webinars in better ways. And before we get started, let me do a quick introduction on PACE. PACE was established in 1976, and we are a 501c nonprofit organization. And PACE offers one-on-one business counseling, credit at asset building, business and financial plan development, webinars just like today's, and training to help you establish a brand new business or help your existing business. We can also guide you to get into the procurement contract through our MBDA department. The greatest fact is that all our services are free. So if you have any questions about our services, programs, and lending products, please visit our website, pacelabdc.org, for more information. All right, our guest speaker today, Ms. Ronnie Ramos, is Creative Director, Digital Filmmaker at Harmony 3 Productions. Pleasure to have you back with us, Ronnie.
Thank you. Thank you. So today we are talking video and specifically using Canva to come up with ideas for your video and to actually make your videos. They have a wonderful video editor right in Canva. And I do want to keep today as interactive as we can. So go ahead and post in chat what type of industry you're in. I'm going to open up chat here. Because from the get-go, I want to start showing you how I would make videos for your particular industry. So go ahead and post in chat different types of industry that you are in. And if you want to play along, use the raise hand icon and Jeannie can unmute you and we can actually talk in real time. Okay, perfectly. So the first one that popped up here is insurance. So we'll be thinking while I'm running through my first few slides on what type of videos we could make for insurance. All right, we are going to be creating videos today. And can you create stunning ones like a pro? Yes, Canva's video editor makes it really user-friendly to be able to do that. And at Harmony 3, that's what we do every day. We are video content creators. So if you have specific questions about video, now's a great time to be asking. So people always wonder, why does video content matter? Well, engagement. Videos capture attention more effectively than text or just images alone, and they can keep people watching longer. Even if they're not just watching the video, if there's a video on your website, a lot of times people stay around longer and poke around on your website longer, which is great. Brand awareness. Great videos can really enhance that brand recognition. And a lot of times people will vet you with your social media and your videos before they even see your website. And on cell phones, on mobile phones, most people are getting their content there. So video is very accessible on cell phones and really how people want to connect these days. So the main elements when you're going to make a video, it starts with the script. That's the number one. You have to have an idea of why you're making that video and what you want it to accomplish. That's your script. Now, your filming can be you actually filming you on camera, a testimonial on camera, a product, whatever your service is. Or it can be using stock clips, but that filming part of it, the gathering those assets that's going to be the video, that's probably the least amount of time that your video is going to take. It's remarkable. Your script is most important. That's your roadmap. Filming, I want that to be the best that you can, but then the editing, you're putting it together now to tell a story. And as I said, it starts with this script. And that's what I use AI for. And it can absolutely help you with it. Is AI infallible? No. And do you need to look at it very carefully, everything that's giving you about your business? Absolutely. So let's talk about some clear elements of a good script. Why are you making that video to begin with? What's your objective? Well, what's the purpose of your video, and what message do you want to get across? What action do you want the viewer to take after that? And I want you to know who your target market is, your target audience. Who are they? And tailor how you speak to their tone that they are comfortable listening to. Make an engaging opening. Capture their attention in the first few seconds with a hook or an intriguing question. And then have what you're going to say, your narrative, your story, has a beginning and a middle and an end. And use that logical flow to keep the viewer entertained and engaged. Absolutely have a call to action. You can end with a strong call to action, guiding viewers on what you want them to do next. And tips for keeping that concise and engaging dialogue would be to be concise, keep your script brief and to the point, avoid unnecessarily, add-ons, natural language. This is so important. Speak in your natural language. Write the script as you would normally speak in a conversational language. It makes your content much easier to understand. And if you can, use emotions to connect to your audience. Stories that evoke emotion really connect and really are memorable. And keep a variety in your tone. So vary your tone. Use pauses and emphasis and changes to the pitch in your voice. And that just makes your narration more dynamic. Now, I'm going to give you a few filming tips if you are recording the video yourself, if you're, shooting it yourself. Steady shots. Use a tripod or some kind of stabilizer to avoid shaky footage. This weekend, we actually were filming on location with our cell phones. And if you're holding your phone, like this, it can get a little bit shaky. So they make a nice little cage is what they call it. And you hold it like this and the phone's in the middle. It was very stable. It worked really great. When you're framing who's going to be in your video or what your scene is going to be, think about the rule of thirds to create balance. That just means typically you're not going to want to put somebody right in the middle. Give it a little interest to have them off to one side or the other. And very important, focus. Make sure your subject is absolutely in focus. We don't like to look at all things that are fuzzy and we can't make out what's going on. So definitely pay attention to who's talking. You're keeping them in focus. And the importance of lighting and sound. So lighting, good lighting is just critical. Natural light is great, but sometimes using studio-like lights, soft boxes can provide consistent and really flattering light. Maybe you don't have access to natural light outside, or maybe you're trying to get your video in the evening. So you need to know that there are some lights out there that are very cost effective that can really up the look of your videos. And sound is so important. Use an external microphone. If you're using the mic that's in your camera or in your phone, it picks up all the room noise and can make it hard to isolate the person talking. So they make so many different little microphones these days, under $100. I've seen many that are really, really good. And it really ups the sound quality on any videos that you're creating. All right, now, angles. When you think about your camera angle, so eye level is a great place to start. It's neutral, it's engaging, it's commonly used for interviews and somebody who's talking direct to camera. So the camera would be, I like it just above eye level. Now, a high angle can make your subject appear smaller or more vulnerable, and a low angle can make your subject appear larger and more powerful. So just know that the angle that you're picking to do your filming can actually make the subject appear one way or another. And let's talk about different movements. So if you're shooting with your phone, it's the same concepts as if you're shooting with a big expensive camera. So a pan is moving the camera horizontally from one side to the other. And a tilt is moving that camera up or down, right? A zoom, you're changing the focal length to get closer or farther from the subject. And a dolly move is physically moving the camera towards or away from the subject. So feel free to try any of those different movements. And now that you know what they're called, you sound like a regular Hollywood film director. All right, now we're going to jump into Canva, and I'm going to show you, without you having to film something, how you can still create videos in Canva. And if you have filmed something, I'll show you how you can upload your own footage and use that in the videos that you are creating. All right, when you log into Canva, the first thing that you see is this screen. It says, what do you want to create today, right? And then it has all these circles at the top. Those are your shortcuts. And though you can make a video out of any template in Canva, starting with a video template is what really makes it easier. So I did see one earlier, it said insurance. So what are you going to make this video about, right? So this is where I use ChatGPT, because ChatGPT can give you great ideas, spark your creativity. Is it infallible? No. Do I want you to read it and put your own spin on it? Absolutely. So let's go into ChatGPT and say, I'm going to say, please give me a short script for a social media video about insurance. And now I didn't see whether you are commercial insurance or personal insurance. So I'm going to say personal insurance. The importance of coverage for homeowners. Now, I'm asking for a short script because we have limited time today, but what if you wanted to have a long video? You can ask ChatGPT to write you any length you want. So let's see what it says here. Okay, it says it's thinking. 20-second social media video script for homeowners insurance. Scene, and it gives you the seconds, so how long that scene should be. Visual, warm shot of a family enjoying movie night on their couch. On-screen text. Home is where the memories live. Voiceover, your home holds your life's biggest moments. Scene 2, quick cuts, a dripping pipe, tree branch, scraping a roof in the wind, smartphone alerts, flashing storm warning, on-screen text, but accidents happen. Voiceover, but unexpected damage can strike at any moment. Scene 3, visual, friendly insurance agents guiding the homeowner through a tablet showing a policy. On-screen text, personal insurance protects you. Voiceover, that's why homeowners insurance protects your structure, belongings, and peace of mind. Scene 4, family sitting in the front door as sunlight streams in, fade to insurer logo and website phone. On-screen text, cover what matters, get a quote today. Voiceover, safeguard what matters most. Visit your insurance company, get a quote today. That's pretty good for the first few minutes there, right? So let me show you how, without filming anything, I would go about starting to make a video with that. So we have scene 1 is the visual, warm shot of a family enjoying movie night on the couch. And the text said, home is where memories live. All right, so I'm going to go back into Canva. I'm going to pick the shortcut video. I'm going to say we're going to do a landscape video. And then I'm going to use some of the stock images in Canva, but you could use stock, you could film, whatever you want to do. But for this demo, I'm just going to be using elements in Canva. So I'm going to look here and I'm going to say family in front of fireplace in living room. I don't know what they'll have, but let's see. Perfect. So we want some video footage of that. And I don't see exactly, but this looks pretty good. I'm going to pull this one in. So they're not in fireplace, but it's a nice family group watching television, right? Looks like they're watching the big game. And our on-screen text said, home is where memories live. So I'm just going to copy that. Take it back into Canva, and I'm going to put some text. And let's see, we'll move that over there and we'll make it bigger so that we can see it. Perfect. And then we had a voiceover. And the voiceover, it said, was your home holds life's biggest moments. So if I go over here to uploads, and see, it says record yourself. So I'm going to record myself for this video clip. And it said, your home holds life's biggest moments. Your home holds life's biggest moments. I'm clicking done, save and exit. So let's see how that goes. Your home holds life's biggest moments. Nice. Okay, then it gave us instructions for scene 2, right? So if I go here to scene 2, quick cuts, dripping pipe, tree branch, on-screen text, but accidents happen. All right, so we go to our next scene, and we're going to look for dripping pipe. I want to go to elements, dripping pipe. And I just kind of want to see like a home pipe dripping. Well, that will, oh, this will work perfect. There we go. So we see a nice little dripping pipe there. And then I'm going to record myself saying, but unexpected damage can strike at any moment. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go into this scene. So I'm clicked on that scene. I go to uploads and see it says record yourself. Oh, I got to remember what it says. But unexpected damage can strike at any moment. But unexpected damage can strike at any moment. So now we should see it go right into this one. Your home, but unexpected damage can strike at any moment. Perfect. We'll give it a pause there, and then we'll make this video a little bit shorter so we get both of those in there. And then this one had on-screen text that says, but accidents happen. So on this one, we're going to have image come in that says, but accidents happen. And we'll make that really big there. Okay, this black dot that you see, that is the recording. So I'm just going to move that to the back. We don't need to see that on screen. So at the top, I just go to position, then I go to layers, and I just pull it underneath the image that we're working, the little video. The recording is still there. I just don't need to see that black circle. Same thing on that first scene here. I'll bring that underneath there. All right, so let's see what we've got so far. Your home holds life's biggest moments. Your home. Okay, so you can see that was too long. So the way you bring that in is you just bring in, perfect. Let's see how that works. And you do that. You just keep testing to see where it's going to hit, and do you have to make your little video clip shorter. Your home holds life's biggest moments. But unexpected damage can strike at any moment. Perfect. That's how you build a video here in Canva. It's very user friendly, and it might seem daunting, but you see, those are easy steps to follow. Now, what if I wanted to, we kind of built that from nothing, right? Just to show you how it worked. But what if I wanted to use a template with this to kind of make it look fancier, which I like that idea. So if I'm on this scene, and I can go over here to design, and I'm going to look and see whether there's some templates that I like the look of, because it will give me areas for text, and then it will also give me some good suggestions for text. Like we just type this in and it looks, you know, pretty raw and not designed. So we're looking for something that we can have designed. Oh, I kind of like let's see what this looks like. So if I go to this one and I click on this, and let's see if I can, I'm going to apply the style to that page. Now, when I play it now, those letters should, your home, have changed a little, and they did, but it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. So I'm going to click on this, go back here to this one, and I'm going to pick this. I have the option to add it as a new page or replace the current page. I'm going to play it safe right now and add it as a new page. So my voice recording is still on the other page, but what I liked here was this text. So I'm going to copy that text and I'm going to put it over here on this one. And I'm going to get rid of this one. Trying to get rid of all of that. There we go. Perfect. So that says memories, and that should still play with our voiceover on it. Your home holds life's biggest moments. Perfect. Now, same thing with this. I can use the same template, or I can pick a different template if I like. It's just something that has either some design elements that I like, or maybe just the text that I like. So let's look at some other elements. Let's look at some text. I still think I'm gonna, let's look for business. Like this one looks good. So I'm gonna hover over this one. If I hover over it, I can see using just the elements. Okay, so you can see where it says, but accidents happen. So that's in a new text. And I can change that, and I can change the color of it. We have so many things that we can play with in the templates themselves. I'm going to make all of this the same color. Perfect. Now you can see that that text kind of fades into the background a little bit. One thing that you can do is you can go, if you highlight the text, you can go to effects, and you can use what they call lift that up, and it puts a little shadow underneath it so you can see it quite a bit better. Your home holds life's biggest moments. And then it goes into, but unexpected damage can strike at any moment. So in really just 5 or 10 minutes, we've got really the elements to get started with the video. We've got our script. We know that we can go in and find some templates that we like, or we can start from scratch. This was starting from scratch. But what if we didn't want to start from scratch? What if we wanted to have a template that we were going to start with totally, right? So let's do this one. Let's do this one. So now this looks much more professional. So what I would do, so it did not save our recording. So it's got this music track on it that I'm going to get rid of here. And in our uploads, it would be nice if it kept those audios, but I don't believe it did. No, I do not see it. So we'd have to record it new for each video that you're creating. But that's not a problem because it made it so easy to do. So if I go back to our first scene, that was your home holds your life's biggest moments. All right, so on this scene, we're going to say the same thing. Your home holds your life's biggest moments. I'm going to save that. Now it should be saying it on this template. Your home holds your life's biggest moments. But the guy's giving a presentation that's not the visual that you want. So let's go back up to elements and we're going to put family. And let's see if I can find that same. There it is. Okay. I'm going to drag this in to replace our guy in the background there. There we go. Now for this one, I think I want to see them more than just with the overlay on top of it. And how I find that overlay is I go to position and I can see that I'm going to take off and bring this back down. And now I can see the family group much better. The white lettering is still working on this. So let's go back to ChatGPT and figure out what our on-site text is going to be. So home is where memories live. So I would just copy that. And then we don't need this little bit. I'll make this longer. And then where it says reallyGreatSite.com, I would put your website there. What a great idea. So let's get rid of my voice over dot. Now let's see what it says here. Your home holds your life's biggest moments. Perfect. Now see how much nicer that looked when I took it into the template? So for example, you could pick any template, right? And I showed you before, you could start from scratch. But what I would do is I'd get your script, then I'd pick the template that you like, and you can start adding in elements. And per scene, you can just record yourself right here and put that little bit of voiceover to each scene. Or you can record yourself the whole script on, say, the voice memos on your phone, and then upload that to Canva itself. Okay, so do I have any questions on what we're doing? Go ahead and raise your hand and we can unmute you so we can actually have a conversation, which would be great. Anybody have any questions or want to see something demonstrated with your type of industry? So go ahead and use the raise hand icon. Do not be shy. It's always much more fun when I have somebody to experiment with together. Okay, all right, I see one hand. So Jackie, perfect. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Jackie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. So what type of industry are you in?
Actually, I was going to ask you if you could take me back through that last step that you did with being able to insert that photo again.
Sure. Okay, so let's just look at the next scene since we haven't touched that next scene, even though it says learn more at, right? Or actually we can go back to the design and I'm going to pull in that initial one. Okay, so we're going to replace this guy, right, with what you want in there. So I would go up to elements. That's where we have our image of the family. Most times you can just drag in the element and it will replace that background element. There it did. You have to hit it like at the right spot. So when I was first doing it, it wasn't letting me do that. So I went into position and then I could just put it where I wanted. But you saw on this, it just drug right in. But what if it didn't do it? Let me show you that workaround that I did. So when I tried to take it in, like I couldn't get it to go in, right? It's just not clicking. Obviously I had to, if I went down here, it does. But let's just say I didn't and I was, oh, oops. See, when you want it to work, it does. All right, so I'm gonna bring this, I can see, okay, that didn't work. So I was like stuck. If you go up to the top where it says position, you can see at the bottom, this original video is set as the background. So if I click on the three dots, I can detach the video from the background, and then I can just get rid of this because we're not gonna use that guy. But now I have to bring our video down to right above the background. And then I can actually drag that now into position. And like I said, this is a workaround. It's so much easier if it'll just go in there. But once I've got it there as the background, so I can just click replace background, and now that image is set as the background. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, thank you.
So like I said, most times you can drag it in, but sometimes where that position that you want it to go might have a layer on top of it, and that's why you can't hit it. But there's always this workaround.
Great. Okay, perfect. That helps. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions on using the video editor?
I was going to tell you the industry I'm in, if you want
Yes.
to know that. I do Pilates, so it's Pilates, and that's what we tend to do, is just kind of show different things that we do. So we do strength training, Pilates, so it's a fusion of different things. So that's
So do you film your own clips to put in there? Okay, perfect. And that's what I was going to suggest, that if you have, a service or a product that is proprietary, absolutely you want to be filming your own so that, you're not showing something that isn't real, right?
correct. Yeah.
Perfect. So say that you put in your own images, or here, we'll just put
But even when we do videos, let's say of something post health related, it doesn't always have to be in those circumstances. It could be anything. Oh, well, it has a lot of pictures here. I didn't even realize that there was a lot of Pilates pictures there.
Absolutely. Now see, I'm going to drag that one in, and you see that went right into there. So any generic ones could work, but a lot of times if you're showing like your facility or your trainers, obviously you would want to film them original footage.
Yes, but I didn't realize how many Pilates there were in there. I use it to do like flyers or do certain things, like
Perfect.
quotes, and so I guess like I said, I didn't realize there was that many.
It's amazing, and it's such a great resource. It's crazy. But basically you would do the steps just like I did here. So let's kind of walk through them again. Let's go back into ChatGPT. So I'm going to say now, thanks. I'm always nice to it. One for a Pilates studio. Let's see what it says. Visual, welcoming shot of an instructor greeting a client at the studio entrance. Welcome to studio name. Voiceover, welcome to studio name, your Pilates home. Visual, client flowing through reformer exercise under the instructor guidance. On-screen text, strength and flexibility. Voiceover, where you'll build strength and flexibility. Visual, close-up of a controlled core work. On-screen text, core and balance. Voiceover, enhance core stability and balance. Scene 4, small group high five in front of the studio logo. So it's giving you suggestions for what you should film. Then the studio website, phone number, call to action, on-screen text, first class free, book now at studio website, voiceover, and join our community. First class is free, book today.
Can you tell me what the first prompt was? I know this is the second one now, thanks, one of the Pilates studio. What was the original prompting?
It was very short, very quick. Please give me a short script for social media video about a person, personal insurance and the importance of coverage for homeowners. So I did not have to tell it anything again. It knew I wanted a social media script, and I said, now it's for a Pilates studio. It's remarkable, the amount of information it can retain moving forward. So yeah, I think that's amazing. That's why I use ChatGPT all the time. And I, in both ChatGPT and Canva, I am using the paid versions.
Great. Yes.
So let's talk about prompts for a minute. You want to be as specific as you can. Give it a lot of information, but what I don't do is I don't give it proprietary information, even though I have opted out everywhere I can, you know, that don't learn on this, don't share, blah, blah, blah. Do I trust it? No. So I'm very careful with that. You can see it would say, welcome to studio name. Of course, when you go into Canva, you're going to put in your studio name, your logo, all of that. So I am pretty careful on that, and give it as much information as you can. If you don't like what it's saying, tell it the direction you want it to go. If you don't really know what direction to go, you can say, what, here, I'll type it in. What information can I give you to help make this video script a bit more engaging? I am looking for engagement on social media. So I'm asking it, what can I give you that will help you write a better script? So let's see what it says. They want to know your ideal audience, age, fitness level, their goals. What's the studio personality? How would you describe your vibe? Unique selling points. Okay, so let's answer some of these questions, right? So ideal audience, what's the demographic of your ideal age?
We work with clients as young as 10 to as old as 90. That's our demographic.
All right, 10 to 90. All fitness levels.
Shapes, sizes, ages, everything. We're very
Okay. How would you describe your vibe? Upbeat, playful, warm, nurturing, powerhouse?
nurturing, encouraging, motivating.
And I'm not going to put in any right now brand phrases or taglines, again, because I say I'm very careful. If it's on your own stuff, you can put whatever you want. For me, for my stuff, for Harmony 3 Productions, I give it my tagline. I openly share that because it's already on the web. I'm not worried about that. Okay, motivating vibe. What sets you apart? Expert instructors, your boutique class sizes, signature equipment.
Class sizes, boutique, and signature methods as well. So,
oh, I can't spell it all here. And then we would add in testimonials. Do you have any current promotions going on?
yes. We have 3 sessions for $175.
I'm saying 3 session, $175 special.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see what it comes up with. It had other things, but this will get us started.
Okay.
22nd. Visual. Smiling instructor opens a studio door as a diverse group, a tween, 30-something, and silver-haired client enter. Pilates. Everybody. 10 to 90. Voiceover. Pilates is for everyone. Ages 10 to 90. Visual. Quick montage cut of clients using signature reformers. Is it Wanda chair and Cadillac towers?
Yeah, it's a Wanda and Cadillac.
Okay. On-screen text. Signature equipment, small classes, voiceover. In our boutique classes, our signature reformers, chairs, and towers. Visual, close-up of instructor offering supportive hands-on adjustment, on-screen nurturing, motivating, experience a nurturing and motivating vibe that keeps you coming back. Scene 4, graphic overlay, 3 sessions for $175, animates in a short shot of the studio logo. Voiceover, right now, 3 sessions for just $175. Scene 5, clients wave goodbye at the door, cut to the studio logo, website and hashtag Pilates for all, on-screen text, tag a friend and book today. Voiceover, tag a friend who needs this, then book at your studio name. See you on the reformer. So it got a lot more personal, didn't it? That's kind of remarkable.
Yeah, that's really great.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Jackie, for playing along.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, anybody else want to try it? Anybody else want to try to let me know a little bit about your business and see how I would work to create a script, and then we can kind of go back into Canva and show you some of the details. Okay, is it Raina? Raina, go ahead and unmute.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm currently driving. Sorry, but yes.
Uh-oh. Just make it safe.
Yes, I have it on the car. So, my business is a family business. We have a venue, halls, and I'm currently want to take over the marketing.
Oh,
and I've
nice.
started to utilize Canva. So I would like to see if you can show me how to do like a interactive video for promotion of, let's say, a spring sale for $1,000 off.
So when you say interactive video, what are you phrasing? What do you mean?
Or maybe it's the correct verbiage.
So Raina, you're breaking up. So I'm going to put you
Bye.
back on mute, and you'll get a copy of the recording, but I'll go ahead and use your idea. Okay, so we need a short, okay, so a 15-second, I'm going to say 15-second video script for a new venue hall. I put the vibe is fresh and looking for engagement. Oh, I like this. Visual, a drone sweeping through the hall's sleek entrance, airy lobby, natural light. I don't know what your venue looks like, but you could do a drone fly through, you know, whatever you have. On-screen text, welcome to the Loft at Grove. Voiceover, welcome to the Loft at Grove, where your next celebration comes alive. Okay, so if we were gonna make a video with that, I would go into Canva, and I'm gonna go back to design. And now we want to have an event. So basically I'm looking for a template that I can work with, but has to do with event. I would think kind of venue looking stuff would work. So let's find one that we can work with here. Well, let's look at this. If you hover your cursor over, you can kind of get just a little sense of what this is going to be looking like. All right, now this one, perfect. All right, so I'm going to apply all 6 pages. So remember, we're looking for a drone just for our demo. I'm just going to be using stock stuff, but I like the look of this. So do they have anything? But of course you would want to film your own venue. That's what we're talking about, but just so we can see what's going on. So I'm going to put drone flyover building. And we'll just pretend this is, well, these are all freeways, but let's put interior. Yeah, we're getting all interior stuff. I'm just trying to see whether we have anything here that we can use. Oh, well, we'll just pull this one in just for the demo, right? So if I just drag that in, now I've got this drone footage. Well, that would look great. If that's your venue, that would look great. Now, remember we had a voiceover in here that was say, welcome to the loft at Grove where your next celebration comes alive. Now, because this has a music underscore, let's see if we can still get it to record our voiceover. So if I go to uploads, let's try it. Welcome to name of your venue where your celebrations come alive. Let's see what that looks like. Welcome to, okay, it worked, which is fabulous, but the music is too loud. So if I hit on this music here, I can go up where it has the little microphone, and I'm going to bring that way down. Let's see what that sounds like. Welcome to name of your venue. So your nice. Celebrations come alive. And then I would pull this in so it's not quite that long because you don't want it to start repeating. Name of your venue where your celebrations come alive. That is remarkable. That is absolutely remarkable that we can do that in a few clicks in Canva. So I'm going to go back to position. Remember, I got to get rid of this circle. That's your recording, and pull it so that it's down underneath the little video itself. Perfect. All right, that's incredible. All right, let's see. Do we have anybody else that wants to see a quick test here? I think doing the voiceover per scene is fabulous. Okay, let's see if we have anybody else want to do a hand raise, and let's come up with some more ideas what we can make videos of. A couple things I want to show you on this one. This is why I like using templates, is that you can see that this said it had name of your venue comes in with runners. Then obviously we're not talking about runners on this, so I would just put, this would be like the name of your particular venue. So I'm putting venue name here. And then you can make this bigger so that venue name will fit in there. And then you just move that around. And then it has those little built-in animations that just make it look so professional. That is pretty amazing. Okay, I see another hand raise. Raquel. Raquel, can you?
Yes, I do project management certification instruction courses.
So it would be, how would I phrase that is for like the title of a video? What would you shorten that to?
Oh, get PMP certified.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's, same thing. I would write up to say, now I need one. Did you say PNP?
Paul, Mary, Paul.
Certification. Let's see what it comes up with. Project manager at their desk at a job posting on screen. PNP certification required. Need PMP for your next promotion, and that's what the voiceover would say. Okay, so let's take that as our on-screen text. And let's see, we would go, I'm just going to use the same template for, I'm going to get rid of these. And then we would have looking for an element of person at desk or at computer. Oh, this has a resume. That would be, maybe we could use that. Let's drag that in and see what that looks like. Well, you can read the text and it's that phony text, so I would not use this one, but let's see if we can find something. Perfect. Okay. So let's just say that this will work for us, right? And then for our voiceover, the voice says need PMP for your next promotion. So same thing, I would go into here, go to uploads, record yourself. Do you need PMP certification for your next promotion? Save and exit, and let's see what that sounds like. Do you need PMP certification for your next promotion? Do you need PMP certification for your next promotion? Perfect. Nice. Okay, let me pull this over. We'll keep it as short as we can for that. Do you need PMP certification for your next promotion? And then you would just build it scene by scene, just like we did on the last one. So Raquel, how's that look for you?
It looks awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So those are the steps, no matter what your business is, that you can follow to create something for yourself. And these are the steps in Canva, how I would work. Now, remember, if you record yourself, you're going to get this little black circle. So you go up to the top where it says position, and you're going to pull that circle underneath your video so that it hides it. But if you delete that circle, it takes away the voiceover. And it apparently doesn't save that voiceover. So you're making it per video scene, but I don't care. That's pretty amazing. That's amazing. And you will be getting a recording of this webinar, absolutely. And I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. So I'm Ronnie Ramos on LinkedIn. On most other social, I'm Harmony 3 Productions, my business name. But LinkedIn's a great way to connect with me because I think so much of my webinar attendees, it's always so much fun to work with you and to show you the things I'm working on. So many of these new things in Canva happened last week. They had a big reveal. So it's amazing to see what's out there, and oh my gosh, the things are changing every day. Every day you're getting something new. So it's remarkable. Absolutely incredible. I'm so excited by what is happening and what is on the horizon in terms of happening. Okay, anybody else want to see anything in the video editor, how we're working with videos? Okay, so I just want to go through real quickly and show you a few of the things. So the top is design. This is where you find the templates. You can pick templates and change it. Like this was a running one and we made it for a venue, or we can make it for PMP training. So you can customize it. I just pick a template on something that I like, and then we're going to customize it so it fits for us. Now, when we changed the template, it did not save the voiceover. So let's see if we could do it. Let's try one more time. But I don't believe that if I replace the current page, let's see if it'll keep the voiceover. No, it does not appear to have done that. No. So just know that if you change the template or even change just that one scene in the template, you're going to lose that voiceover. You would have to re-record it again. But once I went back to undo, do you need PMP? It saved it. So the workaround for that is if you have recorded something on your phone, you can upload that, and then it would just be a separate voiceover underneath, which then you could put whatever you wanted on top. But I love the idea that you can do a voiceover per scene. All right, so anyway, top is design. That's where all your templates are. Elements is where they have stock images, where they have graphics. They have so many different things that you can add to your videos that you're working on. And then they have a place where you can set up your brand kit. Like for me, I have my logos in there. I have my company colors. I have proprietary images that we have. There's also a place for your uploads. If you've uploaded, oh, you know what? I'm looking at, it does save them, but they're saved as videos, not as audio files. That is really interesting. So if I take this video, do you need PMP certification for you? So what it did is it saved that voiceover for me. That's really interesting. So let's see if we can take this and put this. No, it's not letting you. But what you could do, you need PMP certification for your next, is you might be able to overlay things on top of this, but it's still going to be tied just like that circle. Okay, yeah. But it won't let you layer it. So yes, you're going to still have to record it again. It would be nice if I could put this under this scene, but it's not letting me. Could I take all of this? I could put scenes over this and that would work, but it's a lot of steps to do that. So you can see I took that video on top of it, and then I could take like this text, maybe, yeah. It's a lot of work to do it that way, but you could build it using templates, elements, and put it over this. But the way they have it set up, it's easier if you just record over the scene that you're working on. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me today. That was exciting for me too, because that is wonderful, the ability to record over scenes. So they're always adding something new. Always, it's a journey these days, that's for sure.
Great. Thank you so much for the great webinar, Ronnie, as always.
Absolutely.
Thanks all for joining us today, and please make sure that you register for our next webinar. It's happening on May 8th, and we'll talk about YouTube. So please don't
Now that
forget
you've got your video, you got to get it seen, get it up on YouTube.
Right?
Perfect.
All right, so that's it for today, and hope to see everybody for our next webinar. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.